Hello, everyone, and welcome to Devils United. This is the weekly transfer show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Devils United, the weekly transfer show. I've got Luca with me today, helping me out. How are you today, Luca?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm not too bad, actually. I'm not too bad. I'm good, by the way. And yes, thanks for inviting me on as the co-host. And warm welcome.
Yeah, absolute pleasure to have you on helping me co-host this show today. So everybody, I'm going to bring in one person at a time, and they can discuss the recent update on the transfers for their club. Before I bring the first person in, Luca, is there anything going on with Arsenal at the moment in terms of transfers coming in, coming out? Can you hear me, Luca? Okay. It doesn't matter. What we'll do, we'll bring on the first person here. We'll bring on Niall.
Hiya.
Hi, Niall. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Big up,
How about
Niall,
you?
man.
All right, Luca.
So, you support Motherwell. Is there
Yeah,
anything going on in terms of Motherwell's transfers?
yeah, a couple of called Tony Watt. I think he's going to go to Dundee United, the same teammate Dylan Leavitt is currently on loan from Man United.
That sounds good. Is there anyone coming out of a club?
Good question. I've not heard any rumours or anything yet.
Oh, that's not too bad. So I know you're a big fan of like the English football as well. Is
Yeah,
there any transfer rumours what has particularly catched your eye?
yeah, just mainly like Man United and every team in the league, really.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My internet was lagging a little bit.
Don't worry about it at all. Yes.
Arteta. But yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was discussing with Niall about any particular transfers, what has been going on at the moment.
Yeah.
So any in particular from Man United, do you think Rudiger might be coming to Manchester United at all?
Could be a good chance because I think he's a free agent in the summer, isn't he?
Yes, he's got a free contract in the summer. So maybe in particular Chelsea might actually want to sell him off later on into the window, just so they actually get some kind of money from Rudiger. And Paul Pogba, the person who is actually on my cover picture on today's show,
Yeah, I saw
do you
that.
think that he's going to get sold?
I think it could go either be sold or sold for free. I think like Spanish teams, I think linked with him, if I'm right.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any other transfer news that you've heard in particular?
I think Martial was either linked with Seville, Newcastle, and can't remember who the other one is.
Yeah. So Luca, in terms of the transfer news, we've actually been hearing about Greenwood being linked to Arsenal.
Yeah, Greenwood, man. Greenwood. You know what my thoughts on that? I think he's a good player, Mason Greenwood, but I would take him. But at the same time, my only issue is with Mason Greenwood is he Aubameyang replaceable? Because I feel like, yes, he didn't really get into, obviously, in the England squad because Gareth Southgate has an agenda against him, right? And I think Greenwood's a very good player. But I don't know, he's more of a winger compared. He can play as a striker at Manchester
He's a natural
United.
striker. Mason Greenwood is a natural striker, and that's where he played, especially in the academy. The only reason why he became as a right-winged player was because there was no room for him in the striker option, because we had Cavani. Beforehand, Martial was playing there. We had Zlatan, we had Lukaku. So there was no places where Greenwood could actually play as a striker unless someone got injured, or if he was playing in like the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. Otherwise, there would have been no way of that. I think he will play, though, as a striker in the next couple of years once Ronaldo leaves, and Cavani too. But I see him more as a striker role because he's more that natural striker. What about you now? Do you think Greenwood might be coming to Arsenal?
To be honest, right? Yeah,
sorry.
go on. You speak. Yeah, go on.
I don't know, because like, I think Man United might actually keep him because he's a great player, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Right,
I would never want to sell Mason Greenwood just because I know the kind of player he is. He's an absolute brilliant player, and he's the future of Manchester United. And especially in this 4-2-2 formation, it actually gives more opportunities for Mason Greenwood to actually play as a striker. Because at the moment, I'd rather him start in a partnership with Ronaldo rather than Rashford right now, because he is that more natural striker role. Unless, of course, Cavani was injured. Because if Cavani wasn't injured, I'd be playing Cavani before I'd be playing Greenwood. Is there any other transfer news that you've got, Luca, in terms of Arsenal? Anyone coming in? Anyone coming out?
We've been linked with quite a few. We've been linked with quite a few players as well, like striker options. We've been linked with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Vlahovic as well, Andre Silva as well. I'm not a massive fan of Andre Silva. I think the guy is rubbish, but we've been linked with Jimmy Wijnaldum. I can't really think that's off of my head. We've been linked with now, and then that's it. But we've been linked with quite a few players as well. But players going out wise, Kolasinac has been linked with a loan move to Watford. Holding's been linked somewhere. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head, really. Chambers has been linked with Everton, and that's about it, really. So, but no, striker-wise...
Nathan Patterson linked with Everton. I saw that. Rangers player.
Yeah, we were linked with Richarlison as well. But I wouldn't take, out of those transfers who I would take, I'll start with the players who I wouldn't take. I wouldn't take Jimmy Wijnaldum. I wouldn't take...
Why not? I would bring it after that.
The reason why people, this is the problem. The reason why, because we can't be going for players who are old. I know Arsenal need players who have experience. I get that, but still, at the end of the day, you can't. We've had how many players have we had at Chelsea over the years? Like you can't. Yes, he might be. Yes, he might be better as what you've got. If it's a 6-month loan deal, that's understandable. But at the end of the day, what people don't understand is that people think it's going to be a loan deal. Not necessarily, because you know what our clubs are going to be like. They might end up feel like we're actually going to buy him. Okay. And I remember Reese was talking about this on Rich's channel. And he said to me, why would you not take Jimmy Wijnaldum? And I basically said to him, right, people might think I'm not actually explaining it properly where I am. But Jimmy Wijnaldum, I wouldn't take him because I just feel like he's 31 years old. Come on, man. You need to go for someone like, yes, this is realistic targets we're talking about, yeah. But I feel like maybe we need to go for someone better. I feel like there's a better player than Jimmy Wijnaldum out there.
So you wouldn't even take him on a loan deal to help out, like Partey, just for a season? Because that's what it was looking at, PSG. They didn't want to sell him on a permanent basis. They wanted to loan him out because he wasn't getting enough game time on the Poch. And Christmas time with Vaughan, I'm more than happy to come on. The link is in the description. So if anyone else does want to come on, we'll put you on after Niall.
But no, as I was saying, right? Yeah, but how would you know if it's actually going to be a loan deal? Because Arsenal might want to go out and pay the money and pay for him. How much do you reckon he's worth for 31 years of age? That's the thing. Like, Liverpool got rid of him because they had to make up space to replace him.
They've got no space. They've got plenty of space. The squad depth is awful.
Yeah, I know it is, but still, they've got like Fabinho there. They've got Naby Keita there. Keita's all right, just gets injured quite a lot. So yes, I do think Liverpool do need to strengthen that position in down the line, but I just feel there's better players out there we can get than Jimmy Wijnaldum. But if he comes, he comes. I have to back the guy. I'm not one of those fans who are going to be fickle and say, right, that's it. I want him gone in about 5 minutes. But if it comes down to the case, like we need a midfielder in the transfer market, yeah. All depending whether all these games are going to be going ahead. Like our game on Tuesday has been called off, and at the end of the day, I was supposed to go to that game, but now it's called off. So
Who are you meant to be playing, Anking?
Wolverhampton Wanderers,
Wolves. Home or away?
Home.
Like
So, but getting back to the transfers, we need a striker, we need a midfielder. Partey, for me, he's going to the African Cup of Nations. Do I think the African Cup of Nations will go ahead? I don't think it will. But
no, I don't believe so neither.
I don't think it will. But if it does, then we're going to be losing Partey. We're going to be losing Pepe. Pepe, funny enough, got an assist today, which was funny enough, and he played well against the League One side on Tuesday night. And
it's League One, Luca.
Yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, but still, he puts in a decent performance. Even assist today, what he did to Smith Rowe's goal. So, for me, if depending what happens with the COVID situation, now it's bad at the moment again. If these players do go to the African Cup of Nations, like you're funny enough, I don't know if Manchester United have got players who play.
We do. We have 2 players. We've got Eric Bailly and Ahmad, so it's not exactly going to affect us.
So it don't affect you because Eric Bailly doesn't hardly get into the team, but he's better than flipping Lindelof. So at the end, because Lindelof
is good. I like Lindelof. I think he's improved so much as a player. I would start him in a partnership with Varane. That would be my ideal partnership right now because it's Maguire who's not up to scratch right now for me.
I think Varane and Bailey's the best partnership.
Yeah, a lot of people do think that, but both of them are so injury prone, so it's not going to be very often you'll be able to see that partnership because they get like Eric Bailly. If you play in 3 games in a row, I guarantee he picks up a knock.
Because Maguire's shocking. Like at the end of the day, I've got to a point now where I don't think he's not good enough. Harry Maguire. I've really got to a point this sort of time now. Like I've come out and said that he's not that good because this season Harry Maguire's been poor for you lot, and whether it's affected what happened in the Euros this year, maybe that comes down to him. And you've got Varane. Do I think you need another centre half? No, but technically, if Maguire goes in the future, and if Manchester United whoever the manager comes in, right, you could get rid of Harry Maguire. But at the same time, you got to think knowledge because Chelsea have been linked with De Ligt, right? That's a player. If I was a Manchester United fan, right, and if a manager came in like a Pochettino, like someone better, and then Maguire doesn't perform and doesn't want to play, I'd get rid of him. But you're not going to get rid of him because Manchester United, with the performances and his stats are not being that brilliant, you paid £80 million for an English centre half. It's understandable. It's English tax, but it's like with us, with Pepe, we paid 72 million, right? He scored against Sunderland. He got an assist today. Doesn't mean he's not going to change anything. So for me, if you get rid of Harry Maguire in the future, then you ain't going to get your money back. You ain't going to get £80 million. So
no, we definitely won't get the £80 million. Stevie Bruce, he has actually touched on about Newcastle. Yes, I also do hope we smash Newcastle. But Niall, there has been so many transfer rumours about Newcastle. Is there any? Do you think they're all just a load of rubbish, or do you actually think a couple of them might actually go to Newcastle?
The ones I saw it could potentially happen, like Kieran Trippier, like a rumour about Felipe Coutinho, try to think the top of my head. Got 2 up Gabriel, or my mind can blank. I can't remember the other ones that were rumoured. Or Martial, that was one.
I don't think Martial actually go to Newcastle, especially with his wife saying that she wants him to play for Real Madrid. He's not capable of playing for Real Madrid. I actually don't think he'd be capable of playing for Newcastle the way he plays right now. Another comment here. Rumours Pogba wants to work with Rangnick. Would you, Niall, keep Pogba just so he could work with Rangnick, or would you just sell him off in the window?
In terms of attitude, I'd probably let him go, but it's divided opinions, isn't it? A good player, but I think it's time for him to go. Like, I don't think he's been that good this season.
No, I agree. And he's far too injury prone for me. And
Yeah.
the attitude, the way he's good a couple of games and then he's bad for the next 10 games. You don't really want that kind of person at the club, and especially when it's like you build your team around Paul Pogba and then Paul Pogba doesn't turn up. And it's like, well, we'll try and put Pogba anywhere if that's playing him on the wings when he's not a winger. And then that slows the pace of the team down, or playing Pogba as a central midfielder. He's very good on the ball, and you do need like a Kante next to him for him to actually show what he is capable of in midfield. Luca, what do you think? Do you think Manchester United will sell Pogba in the window?
I'm not sure if they will sell him, right, in the January transfer window, but what you lot need to be careful is that we've done this before, and with Alexis Sanchez and other players like that, right, we've run down players down their contracts. And the thing is, with Pogba, with him, 370 grand a week, or whatever, how much he freaking has at the club, you cannot run a guy of that caliber player down to his contract. And for me, if I was in your position, I'd get rid of Pogba, because I think there's better players out there than him. Don't get me wrong, Pogba is a world-class player, right? But for now, I can tell he doesn't want to be there, okay? I don't think he'll be. Like, those rumours, what you've just read out, I don't think they're not true, in my opinion. But with Pogba, if I was in you lot's position, I'd get rid of him. There's better players out there. You'd be linked with better players. I think Declan Rice is better than Paul Pogba. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I think Declan Rice is a better upgrade.
I agree.
He's more of a CDM though. Declan Rice is a CDM, but Pogba is a central midfielder. You play two different positions.
He's box to box, but you need a defensive midfielder. You've got other players in box to box midfielders. But when you say that, right, if you do get rid of Pogba, do you need to go out and go and get a box to box and a defensive midfielder? Because
we've got Donnie van de Beek. Fred can play as a box to box. He's actually a box to box player.
Will Donnie van Beek stay at Manchester United?
I think if he gets game time, I think he may do.
Let's see, because at the end of the day, if Pogba goes, you need to go out and go and get someone like Declan Rice. Maybe that Marseille midfielder you've been linked with.
Kamara.
Apparently he's meant to be a good player. So
that Newcastle actually linked to Kamara as well. A few clubs are actually linked to Kamara at the moment. Stevie Bruce has got a comment here. Arsenal need a striker. Why not get Joe Linton?
No way. He's crap.
No.
Not for me.
Sunday league player. You got Sunday league player.
No. Not for me.
No.
Personally, who I would take Stevie Brucey, mate, right, is that literally I would personally get someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And I know a lot of people feel like, and people have, this is what I don't get about our fan base.
We can take back Aaron Ramsey, Arsenal fans were talking about it.
Aaron Ramsey on a loan deal, but not permanent. But a loan deal to the end of the season, and then he can go back. Because his wages on like 400 grand a week. So for me, Calvert-Lewin, I love Calvert-Lewin. Don't get me wrong. We need a striker, someone similar to Olivier, someone in the air that's going to score goals, that's going to be a physical presence, that's going to cause problems in the air. Okay? Because we don't have strikers who score in the air. Yeah? Mainly our goals, right, where we've scored from headers, is come from our defenders. So technically, we need a striker that's going to be tall in the air, that's going to get us goals. Vlahovic, I don't know much about this guy. But what I've been hearing is people have been talking about him. He's the big name. He's the big talent. Fiorentina wants 70, 80 million euros. Would you pay that sort of money in the January transfer on a striker? You'd rather invest it on a midfielder.
But Newcastle not linked with him. I think they were willing to pay whatever the asking price was. No.
Newcastle, to them, with the money what they've got as a takeover, to them 70, 80 million, it wouldn't matter to them because they've got so much money. To them, they will. People might criticise and say to Newcastle, why did you pay that sort of money and all that stuff? But if I was a Newcastle fan, I would be telling people straight, and I'll end up saying, right, okay, it doesn't matter whether you pay that sort of money. Newcastle fans have got rich money.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, right, the owners have got more money.
Mm.
But Vlahovic, I'm hearing that he's meant to be a very, very good player. But Calvert-Lewin, I'd take him in a heartbeat. He's tall in the air. Yes, he scored 16 goals for Everton. But I feel with Arsenal's players, what we've got now, the likes of Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, are starting to produce now. Yeah, and Smith Rowe has scored every single game since he's come off the bench recently. Something which other players haven't done recently. So technically, I'd take someone like Calvert-Lewin. He's Premier League experience. He's a striker. Yes, his injury record is crap. But we don't know if he's going to get injured at Arsenal, don't we? So, personally, if I had to pick him or Vlahovic, I'd go for Vlahovic. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin was my number one target, but Vlahovic is my number one target. So, but we just need a midfielder and a striker and need to keep the consistency going because we're playing very well at the moment. Okay. Like Manchester United got 2 games in hand. We've got a game in hand. Tottenham got 3 games in hand. West Ham got a game in hand. We just need to keep winning and winning. And now our game's called off on Tuesday. We've got Manchester City next. And we all know what happened last time when we lost that game.
Game 1-6 today. I want to clarify it. We got 4-0 to Man City and not 4-0
and our record, we haven't beaten Man City. Here's the stat, right? We haven't beaten Man City in the league, right? Since 2015. 6 years we've not won a Premier League game against Manchester City. So both. The home game was in the 15-16 season. That's the last time we've not won a Premier League match against Manchester City. But the last time we got a result was, I think it was the 16-17 season when we drew 2-2. But we just need to go into that game and hope for the best, really. So.
Here's a comment here from Vincent. Luca, did you get all or nothing or snow for Christmas?
No, I just got presents, really. So
you got a 5-0 win against Norwich, didn't you?
My presents are over here, so there you go. So.
Arsenal can have Ross Barkley, says
God,
Stevie Drew.
No way. No way. Barkley's not good enough. He can go to Norwich. I'm sure he
can go to Norwich or Aston. Well, he did play for Aston Villa.
John was actually on my channel before. We did a Newcastle preview, so go and check that out from earlier.
I watched that.
Yeah, I watched it already.
It was a brilliant guest to have on. So much information, so much knowledge about Newcastle with the owners, with the upcoming transfer link. So definitely check that out if you haven't checked that out yet. Vincent has said Jesse Lingard, Martial, all linked with
Jesse
Newcastle.
Lingard, the other one I couldn't remember.
Do you think he will actually go to Newcastle? Because another option, just as Vincent has said, is West Ham.
Who, Jesse Lingard or Martial?
Yeah, Jesse Lingard. Vincent has said.
No, I think he'll stay until his contract runs down in the summer, I think.
A question here for Luca. Would you take Jonathan David? And also, are you sure you want to let Aubameyang go?
Is that the one from Lille?
Think so,
I've never heard of him, so.
I think it played very well,
I've never heard of him, mate, so I don't really know, in my opinion.
Know who he is,
so I don't know who he is. I would love to answer your question, but no, I can't. It's difficult to say, mate, because I don't know who he is, so I apologise on that.
And would you want Aubameyang to leave?
Yes, I've got to a point where I think we need to get rid of him now and all that stuff. And I think we need to go for someone young, fresh. I know it's a bit of a gamble, but 350 grand a week for 32, 33-year-olds, you have to get rid of the guy now. So it's got to a point where...
Would you take also Phil Jones?
Nope. He can go and play he can go and play for a farmer league.
All right, Doug.
Big up, Doug.
Hello to. I just want to say hello to everyone who has tuned into the channel, just because it does mean so much. Everybody all tuning in, and anyone can come onto the channel if they want to come on. You don't have to show your face, just as Vaughn has asked. So
no, don't be shy.
We don't have to show our faces then.
I've already
be
seen your
fine.
face now.
I know,
saw mine.
everyone
You've-
has.
You've
Everyone
saw,
has.
you've saw mine as well. I've been on Rich's stream twice.
I just want to say thank you very much for coming on, Niall. I'll bring the next person through. Before we do bring the next person through, do you want to shout out your socials?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and sometimes use TikTok, but not very much. I don't have a channel. I'm mostly on the chat and that. About that.
Oh, great. Thank you for coming on, Niall, and thank you as
thank
well
you.
for
Really enjoyed
always
it.
supporting. It means a lot.
Thank you.
I'll see you very soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye. And we'll bring on the next person now, which is Nippon. Hi, Nippon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So, Chelsea in itself, have you heard any recent transfer news? Anyone coming in? Anyone coming out of the club?
Jules Koundé.
Do you think he's going to come then?
Nippon.
I honestly do. I honestly do think he's going to come because he's got it. He made it evident to Sevilla. Sorry, Spanish people. I said Seville by accident. Yeah, Sevilla. He made it clear to them that he wanted the move to West London and he didn't get it. So, I don't know if you watch Spanish football, but he lost his head in the Barcelona game and got himself sent off. Like one of the Barca players was winding him up. So he basically got the ball and smashed his head with it. And he got a straight red for that. That clearly shows that he doesn't want to be there anymore. Honestly, think he's doing this on purpose so that he gets a move in January.
So also he's linked to Manchester United as well, and apparently Manchester United is eager to pay for his prices. Do you think that maybe
Jules Koundé?
Yes.
Jules Koundé.
Yes, he's linked to Manchester United as well now.
But he said he has his heart set on Chelsea. So I don't know what to do to believe himself or. But yeah, and we've also been linked with Aurélien Tchouameni. But personally, I would go for. But personally, if I was Marina, I would go to Leicester and say, "Here's 80 million. Give us Yuri Tielemans."
So is that the person you would go for Tielemans as well?
Yeah, okay. I mean he's prem proven, and he won't need any time to settle in. Like benching, look, I just want someone. Like if we go for someone in January, I don't want to go for someone from a different league because it will need time to adapt. This, that, and I don't have time for that in mid-season. So
you can imagine though a lot of the people who are going from like the Spanish league, the German league, will come now. And the reason why they come now will because of the World Cup being in Christmas next year. So they'll have a full season technically from by the time it is going to be to the Winter World Cup, so they can prove to their managers of their international team that they can be chosen.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Didier Deschamps isn't going to pick Jules Koundé after that performance against Seville. Sorry, against Barcelona.
Nippon.
What am I saying?
Nippon. Are you in Casper's dessert place?
Dreams.
That's it. It looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as well, there's Rudiger who's planning on making an exit, isn't he, from Chelsea. If that's going to be in the winter or the summer, we don't know, because there's rumours that he is going to come to Manchester United, rumours about Bayern Munich, rumours about Real Madrid, there's rumours about quite a few different clubs. Do you think he will go in this window?
No, because we won't get... And plus, I don't think the club will let him leave in this window either, because I don't think we're realistically getting Koundé until the summer. I mean, don't get me wrong. It could be a possibility in January, but in the summer, it's more likely that we get Kunde.
Doug has a good point here regarding Arsenal. Arsenal should be looking at Premier League-based players, because with Calvert-Lewin especially having the Premier League
Yeah,
experience.
Calvert-Lewin's a good player. He's a good player, and Dugout makes a very good point. And Vlahovic is a good player. I don't know much about the guy, but I'm hearing what people are saying he's a good player. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin would be a very good signing. So big up Static. So yeah.
Nippon, is there anyone in particular for you who has really got your attracted your eye in terms of transfers? Like any from going to Newcastle, any coming to Manchester United, any in particular? What's really stood out for you?
Sorry, it's so loud here that I can't hear you.
Yeah, is there any transfers, what has been rumoured, what is not Chelsea based, what has attracted you at all?
Kieran Trippier to Newcastle.
Okay. Do you think that will actually go ahead? Because if you look at it, Kieran Trippier won the league at Atletico Madrid. I don't think he's going to want to go to Newcastle, who is facing relegation, because Kieran Trippier is too good to be a championship player.
Yeah, and he's sacrificing his spot in the England team as well if he goes to Newcastle. So I don't think he'll go.
In terms of the England itself, there's already so many good fullbacks. Do you actually like? There's Reece James, there's Trent Alexander-Arnold, there's Kyle Walker. Do you really think that there is room for Trippier still? Do you think he's going to be like a big loss if he did go as in the Championship?
He's our well. This is with my England hat on. He's our only good free kick taker. I still haven't forgotten that free kick he scored back in 2018.
Yeah, even Doug has said that he was definitely at fault. He shouldn't have threw the ball at the opponent. Belies a bit of play acting, and that Alba was a disgrace.
But Douglas, Jordi Alba was winding him up. And he was already in a bad mood before that.
Are you looking forward to the quiz, Nip, and what's coming up? You're against Robert.
Rob's your dad, isn't he?
He is. You looking forward to it, Nippon?
It's football based, isn't it?
Yeah, Premier League based. I'm gonna start in the new year. I'll get some dates. We'll try and do it in January and get everybody. It was supposed to have started last week. This week, sorry, but I've just not been feeling very well, so I wasn't able to start it up. But yeah, the quiz will start in the new year. I will release the dates in a couple of weeks' time, and we'll go from there. I just want to say as well, thank you very much, Nippon, for coming on. Do you want to shout out your socials?
Yep. You can find me on YouTube at Nippon Sharma and the British Lifestyle Blogger. You can find me on Instagram at Nippon Reviews Cuisines and Nippon with 4 I's and 3 U's. And you can also find me on Twitter at the Nippon Sharma. Yeah, those are all my socials. So yeah, once you finish this stream, could you stay behind for a bit? I need to ask you something.
Yes, that's absolutely fine.
Is that for me as well?
Yeah, both of you.
What time?
I'll come back in 20 minutes. I'll come back in 20 minutes.
That's
what we'll do, I'll text you once it comes off, and then I'll bring you back on.
I got a stream to do at 10:30, so there you go. So,
it won't be too long anyway, but
that's fine.
We'll get you back on at the end, and then you can ask me what you need to ask me.
So what time should I sort of come back in? What time?
Come back in around 20 minutes. But if it's any earlier, I'll let you know. 20 minutes. Do it at quarter.
10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock.
I'll come back in 20 minutes then.
Okay, I'll see you later, Nippon.
See you in a bit.
Bye. Right, so we have got the next guest here. We haven't seen him yet on a stream, but I'm really looking forward to having the next person on. So it'll be very, very exciting. We've got Christmas time with Vaughn. Hi, Vaughn. How are you?
Hi, I'm all right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Oh, excellent. Big up, everyone. Pleasure to be here, and I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas.
Oh, we definitely have had a lovely Christmas. How's your Christmas?
That's been great, Maisy. Lots of drinking. Like, a bit of Just Dance. You know, what more can you want?
You love your Just Dance, don't you?
I can't get enough of it. I'm an addict.
Do you play on the Wii?
No, I play on my phone in front of a big TV, just dancing away. I reckon I could, I reckon instead of quizzes, I should just have a dance off with Nippon. You can do it on the bus, easy.
We'll do a show off. What we'll have to do, we'll have to get a Just Dance stream. What do you say about that, Vaughn?
Oh, it'd be quality, wouldn't it? I just have to check with work.
I'd personally have to hide the camera if we actually have to do a Just Dance like that. So.
Oh, come on, Luke. Take your blogging to a new level.
Imagine me doing the Just Dance, mate. Can you imagine me?
That'd be great. You can do like the Lingard dance.
Yeah, and you can do like do some little bit of dancing and all that, you know.
Oh no!
Pop one in the comments if you want to see Luca do a little dance for you.
I still need to sing the Ella Toon song, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, Vaughn, going into transfer news, there's a couple of Man United rumours, a couple of people going, a couple of people coming. One for me, what is standing out at the moment, Dean Henderson going to Ajax. Do you think that's going to go ahead on loan? I know you're probably not liking that, are you?
Yeah, like to those watching who don't know, I'm a De Gea hater. But look, Dean Henderson is falling down the pecking order for England, like with the emergence of Aaron Ramsdale, who, as I'm sure Luca says, had a fantastic season. I think at the moment that unless we can get a buyer for De Gea, we need to give Henderson first team football. And with the immense interest in like what's called The Hague or whatever, becoming the Man United manager, it might make sense to do them a favour and send out Dean Henderson. But to be honest, I think that what United need to do is to look at a central midfielder. Like, we're so weak in that department. If any of McFred get injured, we're not going to make top four. And I also, to pick up on what Nippon was saying earlier, I think it's crucial that we try and get Kieran Trippier. Like
we definitely do need a right back, don't we?
We need an experienced right back, Maisy. We've got like Wan-Bissaka is essentially someone who's been playing right back for 2 or 3 years. He doesn't know the game inside and out. And then we've got Delo, who also is inexperienced. And if you look how Greenwood has come on with the influence of Cavani, I think it's crucial we just go and get Trippier and allow him to sort of teach these novice right backs how to play, because they have potential. And we're crying out for a midfielder.
We are. There's a couple of midfielders linked in there at the moment. One from Leipzig, Kamara.
Yeah,
Any
I
in
can't
particular
lie.
want him?
I know nothing about these players. Like, I've looked at a little bit on YouTube, but I'd be the one that I would like is Kessie. I saw Kessie, like, in my mind, and I know everyone's going to disagree with this, but in my mind, the only 2 players that I've seen physically dominate McFred were Kessie and Partey. Like I'm sure Luca will remember at Old Trafford, Partey produced his only decent performance for Arsenal, and he absolutely
To be honest, right? We went to go back and I did a review on the Manchester United Arsenal game, and if you go back and watch that, like, obviously United did deserve to win the game at the time, but we should have had a penalty in the first half when it was 1-1 at the time. But I'm sure we'll come back whenever we play you next in the league. I'm sure Arsenal will come back and beat you at the Emirates. But other than that, no, I saw it in that game. And first half, we had chances in that game against you, and we could have won it. And then the second half, Ronaldo turns up, does his little zoo and all that stuff, and just turns up and just annihilates us. So, but no,
Well,
you do.
he's a top quality player. He's the greatest goal scorer in history. You have to
Well, yeah,
be aware
exactly.
of that.
So,
But I was talking about Partey. I think it might have been Partey's debut a year or two ago during lockdown.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
him and Kessie are the only players I've seen that have physically battered McFred. So let's just get like Kessie.
Kessie's quality. I think realistically, United should go for someone like Franck Kessie because AC Milan, right, are at the Champions League. He won't be able to play in the Champions League if Manchester United sign him because of cup
He will
tie.
be. There's no cup ties
Why?
because they changed the rules.
How have they?
I don't make the rules, mate. Sorry,
Mate, it's like FIFA, mate. We can just actually sign the player and actually play him in a competition. But no,
Yeah.
no, I feel okay. Fair enough then. I feel like maybe someone like realistically, you should go and get someone like Kessie because I think he's a quality player. That's who I would personally get in the January transfer window. I think he's better than Jimmy Wijnaldum. I don't care what anyone says. I think he's better than Jimmy Wijnaldum. Kessie's young, fresh, quality. AC Milan, I don't know where they are in the league. I can't exactly remember. I think they're like second or third or something like
Yeah,
that.
who cares?
But at the end of the day, I think Kessie's quality.
Well,
But
I would actually probably prefer Gini Wijnaldum over Kessie, but because he's a Liverpool player, ex-Liverpool player, huge contract, I'd suspect at PSG. Like, I don't think we should be touching him. But like at the moment, all I want is bodies to help.
that's what
Fred
Arsenal
and
need. We
McTominay.
need players. We need what Arsenal need to do in the January transfer window. If we want to get Champions League football, personally, I don't think we'll get Champions League football. I think we're a long way off of getting top four.
You 100% are.
But at the end of the day, we're in there at the moment because people. But what people got to remember is that our fan base don't understand. Yeah, getting overexcited that we won 5-0 against the worst team in the league. Yeah, right, or a yo-yo club. So at the end of the day, yes, it's good that we won 5-0. Makes the goal difference go up now. But at the end of the day, I feel if we can strengthen those two players with the right players, right, well, us fans know. Go and get someone like a DCL or a Vlahovic. Go and get a midfielder like a Kessie, like a Bazuma. And I know we're not going to get those type of players, and that's why we've been linked to the likes of Ronaldo, right? What we need players to get back into Europe that can help us. We need a top striker, young striker that's going to score goals, and a midfielder. What I would personally do is I'd rather spend more money on the midfielder compared to the strikers.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I would rather do.
And Brush has made a good point here. Kessie's contract is running down. It's a smart piece of business to secure him even in January or the summer because I'm sure his contract runs out in the summer.
What nationality is he?
Who, Kessie?
Yeah, Ivory Coast.
Oh, it's good.
Because if he is, and if United
I've
sign
got no
him,
idea where
Is
Kessie's
it
from.
Ivorian, I think? Is an Ivorian player?
well, if he is, big up Ramondi in the chat, man. Keep up your amazing work. What you're doing on the Man United.
Yeah, shout
agenda,
out
man.
on Monday.
Your
Look,
channel's
thing about
growing, man.
Kessie,
Yeah, go on.
Sorry,
go on.
Luke. The thing about Kessie is, like B-Rush has pointed out, he's got a minimum of 6 months left on his contract. Let's just go and get him. Like, let's not wait till the summer. Like, Ragnick, in theory, is only going to be here for 6 months. Top four is going to be very, very difficult with the resurgence of Tottenham Hotspur under Conte. And Arsenal's long-term recruitment and philosophy is beginning to pay dividends. But I suspect they'll bottle it. So we need bodies in midfield, we need the right back, and we should be okay for top four with the rest. And then we can build from there. But I mean, Maisy, what do you think? I haven't heard your opinion on this.
Personally, I would go for Kessie. I think he is a quality defensive midfielder. My only concern is, especially when it's the mid-season, and we do need someone who can make the instant impact. He's going to take a couple of games to get into the league in itself, and you think is he gonna adapt quick enough to secure us top four by the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true of any player coming from outside the
Exactly.
league.
That's what I'll get worried about in terms of, especially in the winter window. I can understand some players do make instant impact, Bruno Fernandes being one, but it's not always the case for every single player, is it?
No, like look at Vidic and Evra. They were
Yeah.
absolute disasters in their first game. Like we
Yeah.
signed them in January. I think Evra was hauled off at half time against City.
Mhm.
It can take a lot of time, but what I like about getting in a midfielder is I think that Fred and McTominay can make serviceable fullbacks. I think Fred on left back and McTominay at right back can work for a game or two. So it increases like the tactical options we have in the squad. But we need, like with Matic can't play the Ragnick system. He's not mobile enough. Van der Beek for me is a number 10. I think he's a bit of a calamity at number 6. We always seem to like concede a goal. Like he tries hard, love him and stuff like that. But we just need some proper strong boys in the midfield smacking people about.
Mhm.
And that's what I want. More man on man action.
Mhm. And regarding, I know we touched on midfield. What about Paul Pogba? Do you think he's staying or do you think he's going?
I mean, I think right. So I think Pogba will leave. Like, he's not a natural fit for Ragnick's system. I know it's a mad hot take, but I can only really see him being effective as a right back in Ragnick's system. I just can't see how he can get in, and he's never shown any commitment or desire to be a Manchester United player. He's left us before on a 3. He's a wonderful footballer on his day, but he has like St. George has more days than him. Like he just never produces consistently.
I
So
agree.
with my best wishes, go back to Juve and have fun, Paul.
I agree. Monday has said to Luca, you must be a new convert to Arteta after a great form. Come on, man, give him a break.
Arteta out. I'm Monday.
What?
Arteta out.
Right,
Mate.
Luca, why do you
Arteta
want
in.
Arteta out?
You know my answer to that. Go back and watch my streams and you know the answer. Now I'm just joking. No, the reason why I want this manager out, right? The reason why I want this manager out, because I never wanted this manager in the first place, right? At the end of the day, he's inexperienced, right? And at the end of the day, right? If he actually wants, right, me to actually change my mind, he's got to get me top 4 and win a trophy.
Okay.
That
He's
is what
won
he
a
has to do.
trophy. And
No,
are you not in
he has
top
to-
4?
For now we are, but I don't think we're not going to get Champions League football. And here's the thing why, because we can't keep the consistency. If you want to go and get top 4, we have not beaten a big team this season, right? It's good that we've beaten teams like Leicester, Spurs, and all them lot. And we didn't do any of them last season. Well, we did beat Leicester last season, but at the end of the day, some of the teams who we're beating this season, like the Villas and that, we haven't beaten them last season with no fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, right, this manager, I never wanted this manager in the first place. We're Arsenal Football Club. We want what is best for our football club. We need to get back into Europe. Okay. For now, Arteta is doing very well, and I will praise him that he's doing very well. The only way we'll change my mind is if we get Champions League football, keep that consistency, and start moving on to the next level. But I don't think we're not going to get Champions League football because Man United have got a couple of games in hand. We've got a game in hand now. Spurs have got 3 games in hand. All these elite managers have got games in hands. And how are we going to be able to cope and pressure it?
That's why we're Arteta in, you see. But I just want to say to Von, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
It's been absolutely amazing getting you actually on the show and hearing your voice about recent transfers. We'll definitely have to get you on again.
Anytime, Maisy.
Do you want to shout out your socials?
Not really.
All right, we'll leave you there with Von. You can come on absolutely anytime. If you want to come
Thank
on,
you very much.
let me know and we'll give you the link.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now. So what we'll do now, we'll get our next person on, and that is Football Power Hour. Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How you guys doing? What's up, Luca? What's up,
Good, man.
Maisy?
I'm good, man. I'm
Hey.
good, man.
Hey, nice to see you guys.
Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming on the show, because I know it's your first time coming on the show as well. So thank you very much.
Pleasure.
So recent transfer news for Manchester United. A couple of
Real
recent
quick,
rumours.
Maisy,
Yeah.
before we talk transfer stuff, was it Vaughn earlier on or somebody or you, Lucas? Somebody said they wanted to see Fred and McTominay at fullback.
It wasn't me, mate. It wasn't me.
It was about Mick Fred. If one of them gets injured, then it might ruin the chance of top four.
Got it. They didn't say anything about them being
Nothing about a fullback. Nothing about him being a fullback.
Got it. I just wanted to make sure I had it heard correctly. Okay. Well, I hope they don't get injured, because they've been an engine to the Man United squad for the past couple of years. You know, obviously Ollie's tactics were questionable and everything, but like, to be honest, those two guys have done really well. You know, a lot of people in the Man United fan base give him a lot of stick, you know, because calling two people McFred is already disrespect to begin with, you know.
He did say that he can fill in at fullback.
Right. I said they can fill in at fullback. No. Here's what I'll say real quick about that one. They cannot be at fullback because they do not have the pace at all. Fullback, the first quality you need is pace. Before like, passing is obviously a given. You need to be able to be a good passer, but like, and crossing is obviously the quintessential like trait that you need to be a good fullback. But like, you know, those two guys are not fast enough to even qualify to try and run, you know, to support like a team on a defensive phase and an attacking phase. No, they'll get caught out so much. But what I was trying to get at was I forgot my train of thought, because I literally saw Scott McTominay trying to run down the flank and getting caught out. That visual just distracted me from the point that I was talking about just before that. It'll come back. But the main thing was that I thank you, Vaughn, for correcting that and coming through and saying that you'd like to see them fill in at full. What I want to say, Vaughn, about what early on, the thing that I really loved about what you were talking about was Paul Pogba definitely is somebody that lacks in terms of the defensive work rate. My man, when that guy loses the ball, he jogs back like, you know, like he's like, oh, you know, oh, he literally is so nonchalant about it that like him, sometimes Luke Shaw a little bit, but like Luke Shaw sometimes, you know, makes he kind of tries to get back and makes that, you know, last defensive block. But Pogba, you know, he's somebody that I obviously want to see flourish in the Rangnick system, and I think he can, because he's got a lot of skill. He can pretty much a lot of people, a lot of teams that we're going to face in terms of Manchester. If you haven't noticed, I'm a Manchester United fan. So yeah. So in terms of like teams that I believe that the teams that we're going to face in the future are going to be sort of trying to win the ball back quickly from us, because we're trying to win the ball back quickly from them. And so Paul Pogba is one of those players that is really good in terms of ball control, and he can hide the ball quickly and like beat two players, and then he be able to give an advantage to the team and hopefully pass the ball to somebody or actually get a shot at goal. So he, you know, I believe that he can have a space in terms of this Rangnick revolution that's happening, and he just needs to make sure that he works harder defensively. Anyway, those were my 2 cents before I interrupted you when you were talking, because I had to just give in those 2 cents, and they were inspired by you, Vaughn. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Vaughn, very much. There's a couple of comments what I wanted to read from Brush, what I actually thought was good to mention. He said here, with the right back situation, I'm willing to give Dalot a chance. The kid hasn't had a consistent run of games, but I wouldn't be opposed to cutting Ethan Ladd's loan short for some added competition. Is that something what you may look at? Because Ethan Ladd on loan, it's been absolutely brilliant, and he's actually been a minus chunk before he got injured. He's been, for me, probably the standout player for all these young players who are on loan at the moment.
Definitely, Brush. What Brush is talking about is actually a lot of loan decisions that were very questionable by Ollie. Loan and actually outgoing players' decisions. You know, like there's this kid that was very impressive, Palistri or something like that. Either he's kind of like Messi, like low, you know, center of gravity. I may be butchering his name, but like him, Ethan Led, obviously, like he's somebody that's like really,
Ethan
really.
Lades. Ethan Lades had a
Yeah.
few loan spells. He was at MK Dons in League One, and I was watching him, and he played very well, and he looked very good, and he's played for a couple of football league clubs, and I feel
Bring the kid back.
like I feel maybe he might have a future for you lot.
Yeah.
Like Wan-Bissaka, I still rate the guy Wan-Bissaka at the end of the day. But I know he's not playing well at the moment. I think Wan-Bissaka does better as a wing back compared to an actual right back. But yeah, mate, it's true, isn't it? And I think Diego Dalot, that game when you played against us at Old Trafford, when you beat us, he played very well in that game. And personally, I'm not a biggest fan of Diego Dalot, but he's actually done well under and I'm going to praise Solskjaer. Because he made him do very well for you lot, and at the end of the day, he done very well. And now with Ralph coming in, he's done very, very well. Big up to Maisy getting 400 subscribers. I've just checked right now. Had a notification.
Hey,
and get her
I
to
predicted 500 before New Year's. Let's
get her
go.
to 500. Get her to 500 subscribers by next week. It can be done. So please go and subscribe to the channel. Much deserved, and that's it. But
Yo, I got to riff off of what you were saying real quick. You know, I mean, I found out about Macy's channel today, and I subscribed today. So everybody, you know, join and subscribe and everything. But like, to add on to what you were saying, bro, I feel like there's actually a setup in Manchester United where Diego Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka could be in the same lineup. And that would be sick. Because for me, I feel like Aaron Wan-Bissaka could flourish as an actual, maybe even a center back, you know, or maybe somewhere, you know, actually, yeah, him or Scott McTominay could also function as a center back too, because he's got that presence and that aerial, like, you know, presence defensively and offensively. So you know, like there could be some tweaks where we could see like Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Diego Dalot in the same team, and that would make for a very solid right hand side for Manchester United. You know, Yeah, over to you.
I think that it'd be good for Wan-Bissaka. Would be good for a right centre back. Do you know if we playing in a back three or a diamond formation? He could be like a bit like an Azpilicueta for Chelsea, but obviously much quicker. He can play as that right centre back, even though he's a right back player. I think, and when I actually mentioned about him playing as a centre back, I think a lot of people thought I was crazy. But because he's so quick. And he's very good on his one-on-ones. He's brilliant at tackling. I think he probably is better off as a centre-back than he is as a right-back, because going forward, he's not good at all. But in terms of defending, like as a right-back, he's probably the best in the league. But it's just that the fact that he's going forward isn't
attacking
great.
output. Yeah.
And because his attacking play isn't good, it just a lot of people discredit him as a player for that.
I agree with everything that you're saying. Like, you know, you couldn't like it's just that, you know, I wish he could get like an attacking like tutor, you know, just a coach that just like says, all right, Aaron, let's work on your crossing, and then you'd have an amazing player, because pretty much we've seen him pocket like Mbappe, we've seen him pocket Sterling, we've seen him literally like those players disappear. You know, and when Aaron is like really on form and playing to his best, you know, so you pretty much might as well forget about attacking Manchester United on the right hand side when Aaron is on form, because you know he's really he's something to watch out for defensively. It's just that, you know, and even though like I feel like he does have a little bit of a dribbling move that sometimes it feels like he's about to lose the ball, but he doesn't, like, you know, it's just that like we haven't seen him like produce also, but I have to give him the benefit of the doubt because he hasn't had a constant partner on the right hand side offensively for Manchester United. We've seen Greenwood, we've seen Lingard, we've seen sometimes Rashford being thrown there when he's not really, he's more comfortable on the left, etc. So like it feels like maybe we may be partially judging Aaron Wan-Bissaka a little bit too harshly because we've known that like Manchester United has been attacking on the left for the past couple of seasons, and now Jadon Sancho is now the answer to that, to trying to figure out how to put more attacking phases from the right hand side. So I feel like we are looking at like possibly a new phase, like once Ralph Rangnick settles in and like we figure out what the right hand side looks like and how to play, and they build that chemistry. We might see a different Aaron Wan-Bissaka if he gets the chance, because Diego Dalot out here doing some good things. So
Yeah. There was something what Dola said here in the chat. I think we tend to get carried away with youth players and it's more sentimental value now. Do you agree with that comment, or do you think that it's right, it's right to get carried on so much about the youth players?
Is that for me or for
you? For you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think like in terms of our youth players, we don't get too carried away with it, because look at what the Manchester United Academy has produced in the last couple of years. We have like Mason Greenwood, who's he's a generational talent. We have Marcus Rashford, who's also somebody who's got a very high ceiling. So, it's just one of those things where I feel like we need to make sure that the coaches that are coaching the top tier teams in the Premier League emphasize, they still don't forget a lot about the academy kids, because that's a lot of like what the traditions of, at least for Manchester United, where Sir Alex Ferguson and like a lot of other great coaches before him, they've been sort of like given that we've attributed a lot of that legacy to giving a lot of like giving a lot of youth a chance to develop, as well as being able to like make big signings and have sometimes marquee signings and so forth. But it's the youth academy that I feel is very important. Yeah, Pogba is an academy kid. Jesse is an academy kid. We can keep the list goes on, and we need to keep remembering that like this football, I mean, I'm over here in the United States in Massachusetts, but I like the idea that like sometimes there's
Western Massachusetts. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yes. But before I lose my train of thought, is what I want to say is like I like the idea that like the you can have kids that go show up to trials with their mom and have in a dream and go and just be a local lad, be that loves and knows that like, okay, this is the family, this is the team that the family supports and has supported for many years, and this is the tradition that we have. So like the fact that like there is that possibility, that is why the academy youth development system is very, very important. There's a lot of gems to find out, and yeah, that's I feel that you can never put too much emphasis on the academy kids. Hey, football power hour, do you live in Manchester, Massachusetts? No, in Boston, Massachusetts.
Lovely, absolutely lovely. Is there any, in terms of transfers, is there anyone who's standing out for you who's linked to Manchester United at the moment? Because there's a couple of midfielders who's linked to United. There's and there's obviously a couple of defenders who's linked to Manchester United as well. Is there anyone in particular you would see as interesting, who you think might come to the club?
I could tell you a lot of I mean, okay, so to shorten it, the person that's really more interesting to me in terms of midfielders, to be honest, is Jude Bellingham. But obviously, in terms of will we sign him in the winter? No. Will we sign him in the summer? Probably not. Erling Haaland is probably the one that's going to be outgoing. They won't let go of two, big promising players in the same transfer window. It'll be rare if it happens. Maybe, it'll be a miracle. But yeah, Jude Bellingham is who on my wish list. If for Christmas, yeah, that's who I'd wish for. But in terms of, the people that we've been linked with, we've missed out on a lot of people. We've missed out on like Kamavinga. We were linked with Partey before Arsenal, got Partey. We were linked with like, a lot of people that like I feel could add a difference to the midfield, because the main thing is like we have Fred and McTominay who had very similar attributes, and Diddy as well. Yes.
Indeed, he's a good player.
Yes,
He's a good
he is
player.
a very good player.
Yeah.
How I long for that one single pivot in the midfield for Manchester United, but it seems like that's a dream. That's a far-fetched dream. So right now we're working with Scott McTominay and Fred, and they do well together. They complement each other. They don't have really like any particular like attributes that make them stand out per se. Like you can't say like, oh, this one has a long shot. Fred definitely does not. Maybe Scott McTominay has his shot power, but like we don't see him find the net a lot. Like maybe the Gerrard and Lampards and like all the other Scholes or whatever. So Tielemans is yeah.
He would be a good person to have.
I'd get rid of Jesse Lingard and be like, hey, give us Rice, give us Tielemans, give us, So anyway, so I just went on a tangent because you asked me a very important question.
I think what Man United need is that United need like defense midfielder. You can go and get someone like a Declan Rice. Midfield attacking wise, you need someone like a Tielemans. Someone's that's going to be so much creative. I think Tielemans could be someone like a Paul Scholes. Be very creative, open, spread up the display and all that stuff. He can do everything. Tielemans can do everything. I think he's a quality player. And
Dola had the question here as well. What do you think about the system we are playing, and do you think any of the midfielders you have mentioned fit the system we play? What do you think, Football Power Hour?
Oh, Fred is the first midfielder that fits the system perfectly. He's got high defensive work rate and attacking work rate. He's when he gives Fred like 5 games in a row, he actually is able to find medium to long range passes sometimes, like a lot more often than people like say. He obviously has very good anticipation, very good he knows how to like intercept balls a lot, or just force like force the other team to just go on a different there's stamps over here. but Fred is somebody that like I feel like fits Rangnick's systems perfectly. Scott McTominay is still trying to find his way. He definitely is a presence defensively. He's very good in terms of like sitting back and kind of like sometimes covering in for a defender that's out of position, or also just being able to make those last clearances, but Fred fits the system a lot more. Matic 3 years ago would fit the system perfectly as well. So Donnie, we can't speak on Donnie because we don't know a lot about Donnie. So yeah. Which other midfielders in Man United that I've forgotten?
There's Pogba, Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Lingard is a little bit
Bruno
more of an
Fernandes.
advanced midfield. Yeah, but like Pogba, okay, Pogba could sit. I'm thinking about the 2 people that could play in that in the 4-2-2, the 2 defensive midfielders, the LDM and RDM. So Pogba could play that too, but it remains to be seen if he's able to actually have that, bite, that like hound dog for the ball mentality that like Ralph Rangnick wants. So I don't think Pogba has it. He's more of a like, I need 2 players to be doing that for me behind me, and then I'll flourish. So Bruno is doing a lot of what Pogba should be doing. So that little bit
Yeah,
of
but do you feel like?
yeah. Anyway,
Do
go
you
ahead.
feel like?
brother.
Sorry, mate, but do you feel like what you're just saying about that Manchester United may need two players, and like Pogba might not be capable to do it? Say if you get someone like a Kessie, for example, Ralph, will he like that? Will he like that style? Will Kessie bring that ruthless into the midfield? Will you get someone like that, or maybe someone like a Declan Rice, or maybe even like an Ndidi, or even someone like a Boubacar Kamara, someone
Okay.
like that? So
Kamara, I've seen a few highlights. Kessie, I can't speak on because I haven't seen any highlights. But in Diddy, I can speak on because I've watched a lot of Leicester games. But I feel like he's a little
yeah,
bit faster than Declan. Declan Rice is great positionally, but I feel like he's a little slow. You know, he's
Yeah.
got a little bit of a slow motion. Like I don't know. When you were watching like the Euros, you know, like was he partnered with Phillips, I believe. I can't remember who his partner was.
In England, it was with Calvin Phillips, and that would be actually a player who I would have at Manchester United as well. It's just more of that Liverpool links more than anything. I mean, Leeds links more than anything. That's the reason why I don't think he would go. And Ragnick is supposed to be a fan of Calvin Phillips also. I think with Calvin Phillips, he's brilliant defensively, and because of the way Bielsa is attacking minded, even Calvin Phillips had come out and said that he's been a lot more attacking over the past couple of years under Bielsa, because Bielsa has been trying to teach him more attacking football.
Yeah. You know, so you see, like I love Phillips's movement and Phillips's speed and tempo, you know. So, but obviously sometimes it's like who is the 6, who's the 8, because like the main thing is like I believe Ndidi would be great, and also Declan Rice. Declan Rice would be great if paired with Fred, because Fred is a little bit more of like, okay, I'll run around, I'll be the bulldog and chase around, and you sit and cover and protect the defensive line. But like, yeah, to just like answer your question in short, I believe like from the people that you've mentioned, Ndidi would be the one that I would go for, you know, Luca. Like I think like from
yeah,
you
100%.
know, yeah,
100%, because I feel Ndidi is a really good player.
Well,
nobody doesn't really talk about him as much, because mainly Man United to be linked to someone like a Declan Rice or a Kessie or a Kamara, someone like that. Like Declan Rice, mate. You can sing your little Ice Ice Baby, mate, on your little Twitter space, mate. But at the end of the day, like, you're not worth a fucking 100 million quid, mate. Mate,
For real.
Declan Rice can sing his little vanilla Ice Ice Baby on his Twitter space with his little rapping style, yeah. But you ain't worth 100 million quid, mate. He's a quality player. I love the guy. I love the way he plays. I'd have him. I'd have him in a heartbeat. That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, right? Any team would take Declan Rice right now, and
of course,
he's a quality player. And if he's ever going to leave West Ham, I think he'll go to Manchester United. I think he'll suit Manchester United. I think that's where he's going to go, in my opinion. I think Man United, they'll pay the money. Rice, he's more young. I think he's the answer to midfield.
Here's the thing, though, Luca. I feel like Manchester United, as usual, they've missed the window. You know how we're always late on transfer? Like, say, you know, Bruno, it was 3 transfers late, 3 transfer windows late. He came in a winter transfer break or something like that. But like he came, like the rumors were there, and then the window closed, and then the rumors came up again, and the window closed. Jadon Sancho, same story. So like right now, so the problem about it is like, you know, the question is like, is it good business or bad business? Because at the same time, like, okay, had Ed Woodward and the Glazers caved in and actually bought Jadon Sancho when Jadon Sancho was like really buzzing, because then they would have overpaid, because like I feel like, you know, Jadon Sancho had the injury and then like had the other slow start into the you know season, and then from there that kind of maybe probably brought him down by like 20-25 mil. But Bruno, I don't know if his value actually like fluctuated in any way that's notable, but like I feel like he's still, the fact of the matter is he came 3 transfers windows late, you know. And
Sancho did well. He came very late into the transfers. He was
So,
late.
and the same thing with Declan Rice. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like it feels like now he's like 50 million more than we. So that's why I feel like just because of that commercial value, I feel like, oh man, we may have like missed the train on Declan
Yeah.
Rice.
Dola has a question here. Do you think we play the 4-2-2 formation because of the because of what's going on right now? Who would you drop to get the best out of that formation if it was going to buy somebody? That's a really good question from Dola. And for me, I think one person who I'd drop even at the moment anyway would be Marcus Rashford. I just don't think he suits playing in that striker role.
Yes, sister.
I would as well drop Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay is quite slow for me, and in that kind of formation, we can't carry on playing Scott McTominay. We need a faster player being alongside Fred, because I can't drop Fred with the way he plays, how fast he is on the ball, how good he is with his tackling. And maybe rotate even Bruno Fernandes around because he's very fatigued for me at the moment. He's very tired. He's been playing quite a lot. So I think if we do get another midfielder, well, at the moment we should rotate around with Bruno Fernandes. What do you think, Football Power Hour?
Well, I think we play the 4-2-2 because it's actually one of Ralph Rangnick's deferred formation with one of the he's been playing it a while. I think he has like maybe one other formation under his belt, but like the 4-2-2 is one that with his Red Bull like associated teams, like he's played it before, so that it doesn't surprise me that he went with that formation to be like, all right, let's see how the players respond to it. But I feel he still needs to introduce another formation in the bag or find a way to tweak the 4-2-2 to be able to make it a little bit more effective, because we kind of choked versus not Norwich. Was it his second game? I can't remember if it was Norwich or Norwich. I feel it was Norwich. Yeah, so we kind of just it was very stiff. They overloaded the midfield, etc. It was because of that formation, we didn't figure out how to put numbers into the midfield and still be able to keep the integrity of the formation. But so to answer that question, the 4-2-2 is a formation that Ralph Rangnick has played a bunch with the different teams and stuff. So that's why I feel like he opted for it. In terms of the players that I would substitute, I totally agree with you. Bruno is somebody who's a little bit frustrated. He frustrates me when he doesn't when things don't come off. He plays with a lot more emotion, and that emotion is a very important quality to have when you're playing, and to be able to kind of just tap into it. But then sometimes you have to be able to control it and be able to use it at the right moments. But sometimes he ends up going for the very long pass when he doesn't need to. So that's partially why I agree with you, Maisy, that I would drop him and maybe even have on Lamb and Ram, I would have Greenwood, and I'd also have what's his name? I'd have Jadon Sancho, Greenwood, and then in front would be Ronaldo and Cavani. So
sounds a really good formation for me.
Yeah,
That's really good for me. I'd have that. I want to say as well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you. I just had somebody just ring my doorbell, so thank you so much for having me.
You want
Might be
to
the
shout out your
transfer. Might be the
socials?
transfer.
Could be a transfer. Want to shout out your socials before we let you
my
go?
socials is Football Power Hour. That's the YouTube channel that was created just a few days ago, and it's a new YouTube channel. Manchester United fan, but talking about the Premier League, in general. And I'm just joining the YouTube community. So please subscribe to my channel. I'll probably be working on my content in the next few days. And I love what you're doing, Maisy. I love what you're doing, Luca. And thank you all for having me. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, and you're welcome to come on the channel anytime.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much.
We'll see you very soon.
See you in a bit, man.
Bye-bye.
Peace, love, blessings.
So, we've got one final guest now. and I'm very excited for this guest. Let's get him on.
Hello there. Will you stop pestering me? A bloody Arsene Wenger again asking for me to give him a reference for his job.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Hey,
I've had
Fergie.
too many whiskies this Christmas. I tried to look for this nippon, but I got a menu come up.
How are you, Sir Alex? Is there
Oh,
anyone
I'm
who
very
you want to
good,
come to
I'm
Man
very
United?
good. I had a great Christmas, you know. Talking to Eric on the phone. He was going on about seagulls here, seagulls there. I said, we ain't played them yet, mate.
Oh, this is highlight of the day, man. Highlight of the day, man. Highlight of the day, man.
Well,
Mate,
thank you, Luca.
Vincent, you should be a bloody comedian, mate.
You know, someone's got to keep us all insane.
You're definitely keeping me sane right now, there.
Why not, mate?
But you know, it's if you don't watch this channel, there must be something wrong with you. And the best thing about it, Sir Alex forgot to charge his phone today.
Oh,
So,
why did you do that, Sir Alex? Why did you forget to charge your phone?
well, wouldn't you not charge your bloody phone if you had Arsene Wenger ringing you, asking you to come round for mulled wine?
Well, I believe Sir Alex Ferguson was a very good manager, and I believe Fergie beat us about multiple times. And I believe what happened in that 0-0 draw against Manchester United with Van Nistelrooy. And there's nothing you can see, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Oh, yes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that CD I sent of you of Prince's 1999 song. We're gonna party like it's 1999. No, I just thought I'd make a special appearance since it's Christmas, you know, and I've got my Christmas hat on. I love the show. Keep the good work up. Even for an Arsenal fan on this channel coming on.
Well, I believe keep up the same work, and I believe we can trust the process today, especially with that mask. And I believe Santa's brought you some very nice presents, but I believe there's a player in you.
I'll give you a little insider. I've been talking. Paul Pogba's not going nowhere. He said he's going to sign a new contract. Phil Jones will join Arsenal.
Well, I believe.
Well,
I believe I cannot tell you any information on that. I don't want to speak about transfers, and I just want to focus on the next game, which is Manchester City next Saturday.
And I have to say, Arteta in for Christmas 2022.
Well, I believe Arteta is not the right man for the job, and I do not want to say anything on that because I want to focus on the Manchester City game on next week, and I want to get the players and keep going, actually. So Arteta out.
Have a very, very merry Boxing Day, and we'll see what happens next year. Sir Alex has got to go now because the fact that bloody phone's gonna die, and I don't want that fat Spanish waiter ringing me.
We're missing your entertainment, mate. We're missing your entertainment between Wenger and Sir
Maybe I
Alex
might come
Ferguson.
back next year or another time.
You can come back anytime you want. Honestly, anytime you can come on.
And I'm sure I'm telling you now. Maisy's dad must have named Maisy after our famous David May.
What is this? He is a specialist in failure. Mourinho, he is a specialist in failure. He is a specialist in failure, Sir Alex Ferguson. He is a specialist in failure.
Okay, it's been great having me on the show.
Yeah, big up
Gotta
Vincent,
run.
man. It's been good,
You don't
man.
know what it's like
amazing,
having the
man.
wife nag, nag, nag. But anyway, gotta go.
Vincent,
Enjoy the show.
enjoy it,
Come
man.
on, let's get Maisy up to 400 subscribers.
She's
If
already
you
on
don't,
400.
Got
there's
it.
something loopy
Get it to
about you.
500. Get it to 500 by New Year's Eve. It can be done.
Okay, gotta go.
Bye-bye,
Good
Sir
having you.
Alex.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
take care, man. Thanks for the entertainment, man.
That was, it was just absolutely lovely to end the show with Sir Alex Ferguson on. Thank you, Lucas, so much for being with me today, helping me out with the show. It does mean so much.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries, man. Thanks for having me on as the co-host, man. It's been really good, man. We have to probably get other people on, get me on again some point. It's been
You're
a great
welcome
show, man. It's
anytime.
been a great show, and people in the comments, man, you got a big up, man. We couldn't do it without for Devils Unite getting to 400 subscribers, and if she didn't have the YouTube channel, you guys wouldn't have existed. So therefore, congratulations on getting to 400 subscribers.
Thank you.
And I reckon you'll be on 1K. No, near. I reckon you'll be on 1K near at the time, man. And I reckon you'll be there maybe February, March time. So
Fingers crossed.
But
And I just want to say
just
thank
keep
you
the
to getting that
consistency and just keep
400.
going, mate. I've experienced 1,000 subscribers twice, and to be honest, just keep the consistent, man. Your channel's growing very well. The thumbnails are looking great. You have people helping you doing the thumbnails, like the likes of Talkman You and that. Mate, you're doing very well, man. You just keep the consistency, man. The people in the comments are helping you out as well. And just keep the consistency, man. And thanks for having me on, man. And
thank you very much. And thank you, everyone who's been in the chat tonight. Thank you for all the different guests who came on. You've all been great. It's been absolutely amazing having everybody on, hearing everyone's different views. The last guest in particular made me laugh out loud. So thank you for making my night there as well. Thank you for getting me to 400 subscribers. I actually picked up quite a few subscribers today, so thank you all so much for subscribing.
Big up Mella, man. Big up Mella, man. I've seen you in a couple of chats. I've seen you on League Gunner stream and all that stuff, man. Keep up, man. You're a realist, man. Keep it up, man. And I'm liking the YouTube picture, mate. It's a shame it's Watford though, but other than that, I want to big up, man, on to you, Mella, man. So
yeah, thank you all so much. Everyone hit the like and subscribe button. I'm now on the road to 500 subscribers. Luca, do you want to shout out your channel and then we'll
first thing first, thanks for having me on as a co-host. And the highlight reel was probably about the whole Sir Alex Ferguson, the Wenger saga. But we all know we know that Sir Alex Ferguson is a better manager. But anyway, besides about that, it's been a great show, been entertained, and follow me on Martinelli AFC Twitter, and please follow me on Twitter, Martinelli AFC1. If you can't find it, get Devils United to send the link, and then anyone can add me on Twitter. I don't have many followers on Twitter, but also follow me on YouTube as well. This is Lucas Life. Type in the apostrophe. I'm thinking of changing my YouTube channel's name in the future next year. Maybe we'll see about that. And we're going to be going live in the next 10 minutes on my YouTube channel. If anyone wants to come on the channel, any fan is more than welcome to come on. I will drop the link and anyone can talk about the game. We're going to be recovering the Norwich game and also talk about the postponement match from Wolverhampton Wanderers and get my thoughts on them. So we'll be going to be going live on my channel. This is Lucas Live at 10:30 tonight. So if anyone wants to come on and or watch the video, help the channel grow. We are on the road to 1,400 subscribers. And the last time I checked, I'll see how many subscribers I've got now. But the last time I checked, we're currently on 1,345.
So it's growing.
It's sort of growing. But if we can get to 1,400 by February, that'd be much appreciated. So I'll be going live in 10 minutes. But thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you all so much. Thank you very much, Luca. I'm going to be next doing my stream on Tuesday. I'll be doing a mid-season preview for the Manchester United women. So I've got a couple of good guests on. We'll be able to discuss how the first half has gone for Manchester United's women's team. And I'll be also doing a preview on Wednesday for the Burnley game. So definitely stay tuned for both of them. They'll be both at 8:30 to start, my usual time. But until then, I will see you all very soon. Goodbye for now.